Hi, I'm Lisa Redfern. This is Gingersnap, a conversation and a cookie with a creative Mainer. It's episode 101.
Whoa.
I'm here with singer-songwriter Sara Trunzo, and I should explain. So it's been, feel that breeze. Oh my gosh, that feels good. So it's a warm day here. So I took a couple months off because we sold our big farmhouse and we moved, and so I'm really glad to get back and get back into the swing of the Gingersnap thing. So you were born in New Jersey, but you spent a lot of time in Maine.
Yep, I moved to Unity when I was 18
Mm-hmm.
to go to Unity College, and I never left until just a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
I just fell in love with it because
Yeah.
kind of, how could you not?
That's right.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the things that pull it when you're away? What is it about Maine that pulls you back, or what things do you miss when you're gone?
I think the slower pace, the connection that Mainers have to seasons and their ecosystem, and people are talking about weather and the fish and what's going on with the deer and how's your garden in ways that it's like, yeah. But there's also just something about this, I mean, that nice breeze that just came through the window. It's like, that's how I feel when I go over the bridge to come back into Maine, which I just did. And it's like, you just go, oh.
Yes, that sigh of, wait, I did. Sorry, hold on. Trying to get the angle right here, people. Okay. Let's get you. Okay, there. How's that? Good?
Good.
Okay, we're good. So when did you first when did you first say to someone other than yourself, yeah, I'm a singer, or yeah, I'm a songwriter? Like, when did you first sort of
I dabbled.
come into your own?
I dabbled in it like when I was a high school student, and then when I first, moved to Maine, and I kind of had some free time as an undergrad. I wrote songs and I recorded some of them in, kind of really simple ways, but just starting about 2.5 or 3 years ago, I decided I want to do this seriously. And ended up, it's a longer story than this that is not, I thought my way through it. It's not as crazy as it sounds, but I did, I sold a house and I left a really awesome job and a community I love to move to Nashville and try to kind of find my little niche there.
That's great.
So that made me really have to demand of myself to say, I'm a songwriter. I'm going to have to start getting comfortable saying
that
out
so,
loud.
this is what I do.
Right.
That's great. That's great. And you just had a new album.
On May 3rd, I put out Dear Go Attitude, and it's my second recording, but it's my first LP. So there's something nice. It's really exciting. I love the way it sounds. I love the artists that are on it. I brought some folks from Maine down to Nashville, and also pulled some artists that I'm friends with from down there into the process. So it's kind of this nice hybrid thing. And I'm excited to be able to bring that back to Maine and share it with people here.
Terrific. That's great. All right, here's my segue. We're going to have a cookie. These were made, I know they're huge. I like to get big cookies. So this is the snickerdoodle from, feel free to take off part. This is the snickerdoodle from the Veggie Corner in Harpswell. Because I was in Harpswell today. They were made a couple, which wasn't in today, but they were made a couple days ago, but they're still pretty chewy.
Awesome.
I know. Okay. Also, I'll show you when we're done, but this is a plate my grandmother made in the 1930s.
Oh my gosh.
Or maybe 40s. Okay, I'm going to pull this a little closer. Okay. So I'm a songwriter. I'm assuming that words are important to you. What books have you read either a long time ago or in recent years that have really pulled at you, that you recommend, or that influence, maybe even influence your song?
This is not my usual answer to it, but I'm thinking about Tolkien because I spent the holiday with my folks, and my mom loves Tolkien, and just that world, maybe more so than his language, influenced kind of some of the storytelling and the way that we as young readers in particular get an understanding of the arcs of stories, what different roles characters play in stories, how the narrative is shaped differently depending on whose perspective you're looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think those are a big influence. My mom would be reading us The Hobbit as we were falling asleep and stuff.
Isn't that the best? Being read to.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
so good.
I remember I went to and worked at a summer camp here in Maine for 10 years, and my favorite part of the day was when we were all snuggled in, and the counselor would get out her flashlight, get out a book, and that cozy. It felt so loving, and so I felt we all sort of felt so tucked in and cared for. And I mean, I read a lot as a kid too, but there was something about being active all day, and it's summer, and that feeling of just being all tucked in. I should write about that.
On the kind of opposite end of the spectrum, as a teenager, I was just devouring every Tom Robbins book I could get my hands on, because I was like, this is fantastic, and he's grotesque and ridiculous and hilarious and clever and kind of racy, and so that kind of writing too, I think. It influenced me. I like to push some boundaries without being utterly gross. Or utterly unladylike, just like medium unladylike is what I aim for.
That's funny. Medium unladylike. I like that. So were there, and I mean there always are, and I always love to hear these because they're so varied and diverse, but songs and or albums that you come back to again and again as sort of a touchstone, or also are there those things that have influenced you creatively too?
I think some of my favorite albums include Neil Young's After the Gold Rush. That's
a great one.
It takes you to another place in your mind, kind of, if you just listen to it over and over again. Dolly Parton's The Grass is Blue is it's great, perfect. It is perfect from end to end. The songwriting, the way it's produced, the type of players that she has in the mix is so good. And then I grew up listening to a ton of the Grateful Dead. So there's something about that. I rarely go back and listen to it, but there's something about that music that is almost, in some ways, it almost for me is at the same level of all the prayers and creeds and songs. And I grew up in Catholic school and going to Catholic church, where it's just almost part of your DNA. Where if you had to, for some reason, recite all the song lyrics from Working Man's Dad, I probably could, and I haven't been to church in a while, but if I needed to recite the whole thing, I probably could, so it's just that's kind of baked in. But I would say too, the big influence on my music journey right now, hesitated to say career, because so far, I mean, sometimes it's, anyway, hard to define that one, but the music of Daryl Scott has been huge for me. I'm convinced you'll never challenge me, people. You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive, I think, is maybe the best song ever written in English. It's just so it just encapsulates what I want to do as a songwriter. It's a personal story. It's a regional story. It's a story that so many other artists have lined up and said, I want to record that and make that mine. Really, really beautiful. His record, Aloha from Nashville, is gorgeous and has that tune as well as a number of tunes that went on to go be recorded by the Dixie Chicks and Brad Paisley, and that as a songwriter that's hoping to have more mainstream artists be aware of my work. That's really inspiring because because it's not a situation where those songs were written to a formula that maybe could sell something. It's that's what Daryl was writing about. He was doing whatever he wanted as a creator, and a number of other very successful performing musicians said we'll record that, we'll put that on an album, we'll put money into that. Anyway,
that's great. Do you want to sing us something?
Sure.
Here, I'll give you a little space.
Sing a little piece of something, and actually, since we're in the kind of Androscoggin River area, a little tune about this part of the state. eagle flies over the Androscoggin. Roll between them on four wheels. We're both looking something slightly more than wind-worn. Don't you know there's fishing time to kill? Fishing time to kill. All three of us is headed for the ocean, 'cause the water's cold in there today. King tide is high and it is swelling against the shores where King Pines once laid. King Pines once laid. Ooh. Thank you. Thanks for singing along.
I like being sung to.
Thanks for singing along.
You're welcome. So, if a movie was made about your life, what genre would it be? And who would you like to have star as you? Or who do you think they would cast as you?
Oh, gosh.
Well, a different question.
I recently was asked, I was in an interview down in Bristol, Virginia, birthplace of country music, and very sweet DJ, and he had his little son in the control booth, and the son asked me, what's my favorite movie? And I thought, oh,
that's great.
It was very sweet, but then I thought, really, the true answer is Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, and I was like, can that be the answer that you give to like a 9-year-old?
So
and I did, and I said, it's Dolly Parton. Do you know Dolly Parton? And he was like, yes, I know Dolly Parton. And then we talked about his favorite movie, which was something appropriate. But that kind of musical, where it's like 1970s lingerie and small town police officers singing songs, like that kind of movie.
That is so funny.
They can stage it in Unity, Maine. It's, yeah.
Who would they cast as you?
Oh, God. I think I'd have to play myself. Like, yeah.
Good choice.
Why? Let's save some money, okay?
Let's lower the budget and just have you do it. That story just reminded me of, I was jumping on a trampoline once a couple of years ago with this 5-year-old kid, and he was like, you're the only adult jumping on the trampoline. And I was like, I know, because I just love trampolines. Anyway, and he goes, okay, so as long as you're here, who's your favorite Star Wars character? I was like,
let's get real.
It's so cute that I don't know, that just struck me as so funny. And anyway, now I get it.
What did you say?
Oh, I said Han Solo.
Yeah, me too.
Because
he's mysterious.
his archetype got me in a lot of trouble years later. Anyway, yeah. And now my nephew, who's 5, is absolutely, completely, 100%, 24/7 obsessed with Star Wars. So it's a thing. It just keeps coming around.
That's like Tolkien, though. Like the same draw for me about like the light and the dark and like, you know, nobody is good or evil. We're all just kind of trying to figure out how to use our lightsabers or whatever.
Yeah.
Or our wizard wands.
That's funny. All right. So, if someone wants to get in touch with you, if they want to know where you're playing, if they want, you have a website and shows where you're playing next.
Yeah, it's Sara.
What's coming up next?
So I actually have shows out in Minnesota right now, or coming up on the 20th and 21st. But then I'm back in Maine all of August. So I have my first show is at Searsmont Library on August 1st. But then after that, it's like there's 20 shows or so in August, and you can find them on my website, SARATRUNZO.com.
What kind of name is Trunzo?
Italian.
Is it? Okay, duh. That makes sense. Yeah.
Jersey
now
Italian.
That I say it out loud.
Yeah.
Huh. That makes sense. Okay, a couple things I want to let you guys know about. Coming up for me on July 14th, I'm doing a benefit at the Booth Bay Congregational Church for asylum. It's all the proceeds are going to go to the asylum seekers in Portland, and that's with John Schindler and Kat Logan and myself. And the great thing about it is it's not one of these benefits where you have to pay, $100 to get in or something. It's pay what you can. Everybody welcome. To be more inclusive of people who can't afford to do like these big budget, benefits. And then in August is the, I think, 30th annual Sweet Chariot Music Festival on Swans Island. If you want to know more about that, go to the website. It's possible it's already sold out, but anyway, I just wanted to put the word out about that. And August 17th at Robin Hood Free Meeting House in Georgetown. If you haven't been to a gig there or done a gig there, it's such a great place. Carlos and Allie are wonderful, and the sound is great, and it's just a lovely, cozy place in Georgetown, and it's an old meeting house, as the name says. So I'm going to be playing there with doing a co-bill with my friends the Levins, who are coming up from, I knew them when I did music out in San Francisco, and they're from New York now, and so we're going to do a gig together. And Jeff Christmas is going to do sort of a sideman thing for me, and that'll be really fun. So anyway, that's what's happening for me. If you need any more information, go to www. Why don't I say that anymore? like
it's in the internet. It's in the computer.
Like anyone needs that. Anyway, go to lisaredfern.com. Oh my gosh. So anyway, thank you so much, Sarah.
Lisa.
It was nice to meet you.
Great to meet you.
We know we have many mutual friends, but we hadn't met until today. So anyway, thanks for coming up. All right, here we go. I'm going to sing it once, and then I'll have you sing it with me.
Okay.
This has been Gingersnap. We'll do it again.
Okay.
This has been Gingersnap.